sunshine. I hit the trail up to Old Crown King. I ain't got a dime. Don't care where.
Hi, my name is Linda Yowsey. Crown King is listed as an Arizona ghost town. It rests in the Bradshaw Mountains at about 5,900 foot elevation. Currently, around 100 full-time residents continue to live in the village. A few hundred more summer in nearby cabins. As far as it being a ghost town, there have been paranormal sightings, but who believes in ghosts? The Yavapai are the first known inhabitants of the Bradshaw Mountains. Joined by the Apache, they were known as fierce. Even though rumors of large gold and silver deposits circulated, the remainder of Americans and Mexicans stayed away. In 1863, William Bradshaw led a group of men into the mountains to search for gold and silver. The Crown King Gold Mine opened in 1875, and soon after, a mill and saloon sprung up along the road to the mines. A post office was added in 1888. By 1897, Crown King included a company store, multiple saloons, 2 Chinese restaurants, and a feed yard. In order to get the gold out of the mountains, the ore was pounded down to a very fine powder, then it was bagged and shipped first by mule, then later by train down the mountains to the Colorado River. From there, it was placed on barges and floated out to the Gulf of California, where it was again loaded on vessels and shipped to the smelters in Swansea Wells for refinement.
They pulled a tremendous amount of gold out of this area. This zone in here, the Lincoln, the Gladiator, the Crown King mine, they all pulled out, in today's money, $200 million worth of gold. They also produced silver, copper, zinc, lead, and many other minerals. They're all combined when they came up through the mantle. It's a pretty unique zone because there's so few of them on the planet.
All aboard!
Frank Murphy's Impossible Railroad arrived in 1904. He had quite a bit of criticism for trying to complete this, and thence the name Impossible. But he was a railroad tycoon and friends also and related to Harrington, who owned the Crown King mine up here. So they collaborated and the railroad was brought up. The train arrived in 1904, as I said, and ran up here until about 1926. At that time, after World War I, mining had waned enough that they decided it wasn't profitable anymore, so they pulled the tracks out. And since then, the railroad bed has become the main road into this community. Our first teacher that was here in 1917 actually rode to Crown King on a mule, and it took her a couple of days to get up here. And she stayed for a few years, then was married, and usually in those days, once they got married, they moved on. Single teachers were basically single ladies at that time.
Actually, all 3 of my husband's daughters went to this little one-room schoolhouse.
Guests are often surprised by the sudden change from desert to pine trees as they cross a cutaway through the mountain called the Magic Bridge. Structural fires and forest fires can wipe out a small hamlet with few structures. In 1904, the town burned. Only the saloon survived. In 1950, a local church burned. The store and saloon barely survived. In 1972, Battle Flat wildfire destroyed over 2,800 acres in the vicinity. In 1988, the Tie House burned. In 2003, the Switchback Bar and Cafe burned. The town was evacuated in 2005 for the Humbug Fire, in 2006 for the Tiger Rock Complex Fire, in 2008 for the Lane 2 fire, which burned around 10,000 acres, and most recently in 2012 for the Gladiator Fire, which destroyed 6 residences and over 16,240 acres. Crown King now has a nice fire station right in the middle of town. The original Crown King settlers were sturdy, hard workers. The community derived its income from the mining industry. Today, Crown King's primary industry is tourism. Local residents work to keep history alive. You will find many antiques throughout the dining establishments, general store, and guest ranches. The current saloon was moved from another mining village into Crown King in the early 1900s. It is rumored that Pancho Villa came to Crown King. You can sit at the very table he sat at when he played cards. You will notice an extra cubbyhole under the table where gamblers kept their guns. That's how they kept them honest.
Well, whenever worries start to bothering me, I grab my roll, my old slouch hat. I hit the trail up to Old Crown King. I ain't got a dime. Don't care where I'm going. I'm as free as a breeze. I do as I please. Just above the end.